Welcome, everybody. Wade Galt here. Today, we're in the second day of our 3-day weekend, 4-day challenge. Today, we're going to be focusing on lifestyle, how you can make your default week to be a lot more like your ideal week. So, if you think about that, if every week your week was pretty darn close to how you'd like to live life, you wouldn't need a vacation. You might enjoy one, but you wouldn't be living that life where you're constantly looking forward for that, waiting for that, needing things to change. I live in Florida. I watch a lot of people come down here and they're looking in 1 week out of the year or 2 weeks out of the year to make up for a year that maybe hasn't gone the way they want, or they're living in an area where they don't want to be, or they're spending their time like they don't want to spend it. And they try to make up for that in a week or two. And it actually is even more stressful than if they just simply perhaps stayed where they were, because there's so much pressure to make this 1 week or these 2 weeks so magical because the rest of their life is not the way they want it. So again, I'm going to suggest to you that one of the first things you can do is start looking at, to the best of your ability, how you can make your current week, the way you spend your time, you invest your time, who you invest it with, what you do, make that as close to what you want as possible. And so let's go a little deeper into this here. So in this lifestyle focus of making your ideal week your default, one of the things we can do is simply take on a very simple piece of advice. It's right up there with being present, with being where your feet are, and it's to just live 1 hour at a time. Just enjoy this particular moment. Just enjoy what's in front of you and enjoy that. Only focus on the person you're with right now. Work only on one project at a time. If you enjoy every hour of your day, or as close to as possible, enjoy it, you're going to enjoy every day. And if for the most part you enjoy every day, you're going to enjoy your life. It really is that straightforward, and it's that simple. And so one of the ways you can make improvements to your life is to simply look at the things that you'd like to add and look at the things you'd like to drop and make changes accordingly. So these 3 very basic steps are for you to, 1, identify what you like doing, decide what you don't like doing, and then replace what you don't like with what you do like. Now, this might sound too basic, but it's really that simple. If you have things in your schedule, obligations, relationships, jobs that you don't want to be involved in, and you can eventually drop those because, let's say, you don't need the money if it's a certain type of work, or you don't need the approval or the attention if it's a certain type of relationship. If you can let that go, then you can replace it with something else. Even if that something else is simply resting or relaxing or not knowing what's coming next, but making room for what's next that could be awesome for you. And so a simple way to address this is to first look at your current weekly schedule and write out what that is, or type it out, or if you use a calendar, whatever way you do that. I'm going to share with you a worksheet that you can use to do this. And look at how you're currently investing your time inside and outside of work. You might or might not have as much control how you invest time inside of work. Let's say you work for somebody, or you might say, wait, right now in my business, I have a certain formula of how things work. So even though it's my business, I really cannot make a lot of changes at this point. No problem. And you might even just put work for those. Say, okay, those are the hours I work, but look at the hours outside of work and see what you can do to improve those and make those more the way you'd like them to be. And so that would be your second schedule, is to then write down how you'd like it to look. And I encourage you with this to not be realistic. I encourage you to not think about what's practical. I encourage you to not think about what you think you could achieve in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I'm not looking for you to be realistic. I'm looking for you to write down what you most want. What you're going to find is simply, first of all, that it might take a while for you to clarify what you actually want. And part of the reason why some of your schedule is not the way it is you simply haven't thought about it. And quite a few of the things in your schedule can shift simply by you getting intentional about it and deciding what you'd like to see happen. So once you've made that desired weekly schedule, Then you can, 1 week at a time, or a few weeks at a time, or whatever works for you, and we'll talk about this in a little more depth shortly, make a change to your schedule and just start moving more in the direction of your desired schedule. This is where calendar tools can help you as well. So you might set your schedule as it is, and then you decide that next week, one of these items you're changing in your calendar, and there's going to be a reminder. It's going to pop up and tell you, okay, now we're doing this new thing. And that's going to help you to schedule and be on top of basic change, which can be very difficult if we don't think about it, but very easy, or a lot easier if we schedule it and make it happen that way. And so I'm going to suggest that you simply improve your life 1 hour at a time. That is 1 hour per week. So change how you invest your time, and every week replace one desirable hour with a desirable one. Pretty straightforward. Make one change this particular week. This is part of your challenge. Make one change this week, something that is going to shift how you invest your time outside of work, and make that something that you're going to keep forever. Or when I say forever, at least in the sense that you're going to do that or something better. So I usually play volleyball on Fridays at the beach. Last week, my father got tickets for us to go watch a professional golf tournament. That was nice too. So what was awesome is I normally get to play volleyball. Instead, this week, got to enjoy a different experience with my dad and some friends, went and watched golf. And I still know that the following week, this week, I get to enjoy volleyball again. All good stuff. And then after a week or two, or whatever it takes to lock things in, change another hour. Don't make the next change until you've locked that first one in. Make sure that whatever it is you're doing becomes a solid part of what you do. Now, interestingly, even as you do this, simply because you've written them down, some of these things will start changing. And I can't fully explain how the universe works, but sometimes people come to you and say, hey, we'd like to do such and such. And you thought, wow, I wrote that on my calendar and I wasn't going to do that for a few weeks, and it just pops up. That's how things sometimes work. You can be open for that. And if you can clear out your schedule of the things you don't want, then that makes it easier for you. So all of this, again, is built on the focus of you working to make your ideal week your default week, what you normally live without a lot of effort, without a lot of planning. So if you can make sure you're living your desired life every week, or as close to it as possible, and make one change moving in that direction, you're going to reach a point where eventually you just love your weeks. And for some people, this might first get done outside of work and then inside of work. Sometimes you can do both at the same time. Be open to improvements and variations, and know that a great week is always around the corner. Even if this week turns out to be not so great because of some other variables, or even if you have an off week, you know that next week's gonna be pretty darn close to what you'd like to see happen. And enjoy your vacations. Definitely take vacations, take time off, do different things, but create a life where you don't need them. So for the lifestyle challenge, again, invite you to complete your current weekly schedule, create your desired weekly schedule, and then create a change schedule where roughly at least once a month, maybe more, you make a change in how you invest your time. And that takes you more and more in the direction of the time investments and the lifestyle you want to live. I hope you find this helpful. As always, I look forward to helping you create the life and the lifestyle you most desire, so you can better enjoy your family, your friends, and your life. If you'd like to access this tool, you can use the link below, or you can join 3-Day Weekend Club, where we help entrepreneurs, freelancers, side hustlers, startups to create more time, more money, and a more happiness, abundant lifestyle, so you can fully enjoy your family, your friends, and your life. Thanks so much for coming out. And as always, I look forward to helping you create the life and the lifestyle you most desire. Take care.